What is going on, everybody? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. We're looking here at the S&P 500. In this video, we're going to look at some important levels. We're going to take a look at the price action today, and we're going to see how we could best position ourselves. We do have something developing right now, so I want to get this video out to you as soon as possible. So I am going to do that. The first thing I want you to see is that we are trading down on the day. We came up, we tested the resistance at 29.72. I'm going to show you in a moment what that looked like on a lower time frame. And now we're closing down at the lows and closing below this trend line that we added yesterday. Let's put that all together so we can make a clear plan and sense of it all. Like I said, we are close to an actionable signal. So I want to get this out to you so that you could take a look at it yourself. A couple of things I want you to notice. Here's that resistance over here that we broke at 29.72, and it was a false break. Now, if you drop down to the 30-minute time frame, which more than likely at that time of day is what you would have been on. Now, keep in mind, around the market open, I could be, if the market's really moving, as low as the 5-minute time frame, generally around the 15-minute, and then, overnight, definitely focused on the 30-minute. Now you could see over here, and it wouldn't matter what time frame you're on. What I want you to notice is that price pierced above the resistance at 29.72. Now that for me is never an actionable signal because it's a very low probability trade taking a breakout like that. We always wait for what? For the broken level to be retested. Here it comes down retested, and to be flipped as support and then buy on the resumption up. That protects us. That protects us. It improves our overall profitability. Now look, you can see what happened is price pierced up, and then as it was retesting, it was a failed test. That kept you out. Now would someone look to short over here? Possibly. That wasn't within my plan though. My plan was definitely, while we're in this area, below the support at 29.72, below the resistance at 29.72, and above the support line, which is coming in right now around 29.28, to be neutral. And it protected a lot of people, right? Especially those who saw this coming up here. This is when we were getting ready to look for longs, but it was a failed break. We're protected, right? And then the rest of the session, until the very close, stayed above this trend line support and below the resistance. That kept us out of the market all day, but look what's happening now. Just now, over the last 15 minutes, price pierced below this trend line support, okay? Now over here, this has been resistance. Let me zoom out because this is pretty important for you to be aware of. Again, I want to give credit. This came from John. John had pointed this line out to me yesterday. I went ahead and added this line in because I liked it. And it's connecting these 2 points over here. It then found resistance up here. And then again for 2 more touches up here. And then once again over here. And in this area over here, yesterday it actually was broken to the upside. It flipped over to support. And now I said if we broke that within 24 hours, I would be looking to play the downside, and I am. I am looking at this area over here. Yep, I'm looking for a trade into the support at 28.89 to see what I will do next. Most likely, if I do get into a trade, and I'm going to get into a trade if I get a signal here, that what I will be looking to do is see how price reacts around that support level to find out whether or not I should be looking to take profit or if I should let it push if we're going to break down further. Now, sentiment has changed a little bit today. Yesterday was an extraordinarily bullish day. It set records. Now, we've seen that perhaps some of this, as we thought, didn't really have legs to stand on, right? So the vaccine trial was, I believe, on 8 people. It's 8 or 9. I believe it's 8 people, right? That's not much of a trial. The company was selling shares like crazy. Really, there's a lot of things that just don't add up too well. Traders are skeptical, and then now more importantly, we're following the technicals here, and we've broken below this this support line. How do I get into this trade? That's what you should be asking. That's what I'm asking myself right now, right? I'm not going to go ahead and just buy to chase the momentum simply because I don't do that. I don't ever follow momentum. So I'm going to be watching over here on the 30-minute at this time of day, and I'm waiting. You can see we already had a little bit of a retest, right? You could see that we've already had a retest. I would need a 30-minute bar to close green, first of all. And then what I do prefer, not that it's necessary, it is necessary if I'm going to take this trade that I get at least one green 30-minute price bar. It's important that we don't come back above the trend line here. This should be resistance now, and then we start making lower lows. That for me will be an entry. For me, that's the entry I'm looking at. And again, I will then be looking at what happens around the 28.89 because that's pretty strong support to see what happens over there, how price reacts. And again, you also have this level right here. I want to point it out for you. It's at the whole number, 2,900, right? Maybe even a couple of points below. But if you follow my mouse, you could see where the resistance was here. And then if you follow it to the left, you could see that was resistance. Support. This was support. Here it was resistance. Here it wicked down into support. So that's an area too, right? That's an area that's kind of important. I don't know which one the market is going to key off of. If it's going to key off what was on the way up, our resistance, and you could see it here, resistance, touched right here for support, right? That's what the market keyed on. But now the market might actually key off of the 2,900 level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a horizontal line over there at 2,900, right? I'm going to be aware of that line. I'm not going to have it as thick as the 28.89 level, but I want it in there. And I want it in there in case we come back down and price bounces off there. I might look to take profits if that happens. So I want to be aware of it. Now, I do see a possible shift in sentiment over here, especially as we've been rejected. And look at this, a lot of traders over here. First of all, stops were taken out. And then a lot of traders entered long. Why? Simply because they don't have any type of way to protect themselves. We do. Right? We all know what we do. We all know that we never take the breakout, wait for the broken level to be retested, and buy in the resumption. A lot of stops were taken here. A lot of traders got caught on the wrong side. That could be a potential top right now. At least that's what I am looking for. And if we come back down and test this level, I'm gonna give it room at first, unless it starts reversing up before I take profit. I'm gonna give it room to break down. All right. So that's what I'm looking at. I hope I get myself into a trade. Within the next couple of hours. I hope it develops. I'm watching it closely. I want to get this out to you right away. So I'm going to stop talking right here. You have your technical levels to focus on. Am I looking at anything else but a possible short over here? Not during this overnight session. That's the only trade I am looking at right now. Now, is it possible we come back up and test the 29.72 and or break out? Yeah. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning during New York. But overnight, I'm not looking to go ahead and take that long over here. I'm avoiding any tests up here. I'll track that tomorrow. I'll see what's going on tomorrow when we go live for our live stream a half hour before the equity markets open at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and I'll develop a plan for the session ahead at this time. Right now, this is the only trade I am interested in right now, today. And if I could get an entry into it, fine. What happens if we break above here? If we don't get an entry, price never makes a lower low, we take out this. Am I looking to play along off of this support over here, this trendline support? Nope. Absolutely not. Just like going into this session today, I said we will not look to take any long off of this support. The only thing we're looking for is if we break above here to go long or below here to look for shorts. The short side's playing out right now. I hope we get into a trade. That would be nice. If not, hey, tomorrow we'll reevaluate. We'll set a plan and we'll attack then. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.